You ever notice how every time the government shuts down, life goes on, traffic doesn't stop, we still get our Amazon deliveries, TikTok still scrolls, and yet the government acts like the world is ending. But what if this recent government shutdown didn't expose chaos? What if it exposed the truth that America is more like a business than a country? When Washington goes dark, the lights really don't go out. Imports still flow, the ports hum, the markets move. In corporate America, still expanding, still collecting, still importing. We've been told for decades that our government keeps this machine running. And when that machine continues to run without the government, we have to wonder, who's really in control? It's starting to feel like we're not the United States of America, but the United States of assets. You see, our government is only proving to us at this time right now, in my opinion, that they're not necessarily even needed. We import our goods, we outsource our jobs, and yet the people that we elect to run the show are more like board members. They're not leaders. They just make sure the profits keep flowing and the public keeps fighting. Now that the government's shut down again, people are starting to see it. The world didn't collapse. We didn't lose Wi-Fi. We didn't go into a blackout. There's nothing like that happening. Assets are still flowing. Our communities are still flourishing. It's just going to show that the only people that are concerned with this shutdown are the ones looking to collect the check or the ones that are looking for more insider information to benefit themselves. Because we're starting to see now, with all their power, the system does not run because of them. It runs around them. It flourishes because of people like you and I that are out there working in the economy, working in our communities, and making it happen. When was the last time a politician stopped by your town, if you don't live in a big city, of course, and made a difference? Never. And it's sad to say that, because no one wants to feel that way, right? We don't want to feel like our government really doesn't do much, because we know that our government is a business. All they do is import and export. That is it. Generally, that's what we're looking at. That's what United States of America is, a corporation. And we're consumption hounds, so we buy more than anybody else on the planet, which allows other countries to fuel their economy due to our gluttony, our greed, and our wants, and our entitlement. You see, everybody in America has to have the new flashiest thing in the world. Look at people with their phones. Crazy, right? People will pay thousands and thousands of dollars for a new phone that does the same exact thing as the phone they had previously. I'm guilty of it myself. I've done it. But I'm starting to mature a little bit more. Not doing that as much now. But still, it's just an example of how people in America have come to live with a sense of entitlement. We do overspend. Anyhow, if this temporary shutdown proves anything, it proves that we may not need the government as much as they want us to believe. We don't need more laws, committees, or temporary solutions. We need accountability. We need independence. We need a government that works for the people and not a brand that manages the market.
He has offered everything. He's offered everything. You're right. You know why? Because he doesn't want to around with the United States.
Shot caller, 20-inch blades, only right now, America doesn't feel so much like a democracy. It feels like a business. And I'm almost starting to feel like you and I are the ones being sold. And when I say sold, I'm talking about the jargon, the nonsense, and the rhetoric we hear on the daily. It's becoming fatiguing. It seems like every day we have to hear how important our government is. And right now, this recent shutdown is only proving how important they may not really be. We're starting to see for ourselves, the communities, our economy, nothing seems to change, only on Capitol Hill, acting like there's something going down. Who are these people really? What are they really doing? Let's be honest. What are they doing? Making new laws to benefit their committees or their people or their businesses or their interests? Because that's generally what these people are doing. That's generally what Congress is up to. These people are insiders, big-time traders, making all sorts of money, doing all sorts of lies, procrastinating, playbooking us, and placating us every time they open their mouths. And you know exactly what I'm talking about, how they conduct themselves.
What a load of crap.
It's insane. The verbiage they use is so insulting sometimes, and we know exactly what they're doing. They're just postponing a situation. Just keep postponing a situation. And the reason why they postpone these situations like this over and over and over, because they're waiting for something else to come up to distract us. As we can all see as American citizens, our government, it needs some reform. You can see that with the aging politicians that can't even recognize their locations, don't know where they're at, don't even know what laws they're passing, yet they're still in office. When are we going to put a stop to that? That's important. That's when the government should be shutting down over people not being able to do their jobs when they're holding the most powerful elected office in the land. What are you doing? What are we doing? And you know, the government, they're very slick. They've been doing this a long time. They keep us distracted, which we always are. We emphasize on our families. We don't necessarily even have the time or the want or need to bother with most of these scenarios. We're too busy trying to keep our children happy, trying to keep our wives happy, trying to do things in our community, whatever it may be. And yet Capitol Hill is nothing but a theater, a big play where people are getting very rich, creating their own laws and policies that benefit them and their families. And they leave people like you and I holding the bag, demanding tax money, demanding we follow the laws, demanding we pay attention to their voice. America, we're starting to come together. We're starting to understand where this world is going, and it's not heading in the direction our politicians believe it is. I honestly feel like we're heading towards a more localized government. I think our own counties and districts should have their own bipartisan laws, and I believe they should be able to do their own thing without the federal government jumping in and trying to take our money, because that's exactly what it always comes down to, the tax upon the tax upon the tax upon the tax. You realize you get taxed as soon as your feet hit the floor every morning in your house. Tax upon tax upon tax is only proving that this is not a democracy. It is a business. And this business, aka America, is being run a tad bit short, with special interests denying American citizens the rights to prosper. And you know what I'm trying to say here. When these government officials shut down like this, it only proves they're not working for the people. They're working for their own special interests and their own monies they're trying to receive in their committees and their grants and whatever it may be, because they steal from us like you wouldn't believe. We're the richest country for a reason. Our government has been stealing from us for generations. I'm talking a long time. You all know this. I don't need to go into it. But that Social Security fund, that is massive. And as you've seen over the last 15 years, these politicians have had access to this fund. They've been peeking over the fence and seeing all that money, and they couldn't help themselves. They had to figure a way to get to that. They had to figure a way to spend it. And what did they do? They basically crippled our economy with inflation because of special interests. You know, this shutdown is more than a pause in politics. It's a preview, a glimpse of what happens when power is let go and nothing happens. Nothing falls apart, life goes on, traffic doesn't stop. Maybe these are the times and the moments where Americans realize who really runs this country. Maybe it's time for us to stop waiting for Washington to fix what Washington broke. Because the real power was never in the Capitol. It was in the community. It was in you. And if this is what happens when the lights go out in Washington, D.C., then I don't want them to turn them back on, because they're only proving to me that we may not need them as much as they pretend we do. And these are the exact reasons people like me, I'm assuming people like you, do not trust people like this, fueling me and giving me the motivation to dive down rabbit holes, to speculate and to turn stones over in search of the truth. And I will find the truth. I'm your boy, BearJags. Thanks for following along on my journey. Remember to hit that like and subscribe button for more exciting content just like this. And until the next one, peace out.